3-syllable words. Inflation. Inflation. That's scary. Next, some of these MAGA people will be reading and writing their own names on legal documents and God knows what else. Stop them before they bring literacy to the population. Before you know it, people will start to believe that crime is real. And for the record, it's not.
But there's a major concern surrounding the racist rhetoric that often goes hand in glove with law and order messages.
Republicans are pulling out all the old fear and loathing playbook, trying to scare voters about crime.
They're not concerned about voter safety. They just want to keep voters scared.
They have now turned to a strategy that sensationalizes crime, that weaponizes crime, and that racializes crime.
The other guys play the crime card relentlessly and shamelessly. It's got racial elements to it. Let's just call that for what it is.
The type of crime that scares Republican and independent voters the most, to make them believe that crime is skyrocketing, that America is a hellhole. And the thing is, it works. Dystopian, nakedly racist video, preferably grainy security cam footage featuring almost exclusively black people committing crime in big cities.
See, that's the thing. You know what they're doing? Do you know what they're doing? These racists, they're weaponizing crime. It's not the guy with the weapon who's the problem. The one stealing your purse or raping you or breaking into your house or carjacking you with the kids in the back. No. That's not the weapon that we need to worry about. The weapon is you're noticing that it's happening. And in case you don't believe that, we have statistics. And they appeared the other day on CNN. CNN ran a report on FBI crime stats showing that crime is down. See? Crime is down. These are numbers. Kind of forgot to mention that the FBI report they cited left out 40% of major cities in the United States, including the two biggest, New York and Los Angeles. Just kind of forgot that. Oh, except for the population centers. But, you know, Bangor and Great Falls, totally fine. It's totally fine. So, again, this is not a small lie. Not a small lie, it's a big lie. The big lie. I think that's a phrase they use. Of course they do. They're also denying there's anything wrong with our southern border. There's nothing wrong with our southern border. There's no invasion. 5 million people, 5 million friends come over for dinner. Not a big deal. And by the way, if you've got video of it, it's probably fake. Actually, we do. Here it is.
Clearly, this is major news. This is a former president of the United States getting subpoenaed. While this huge news event was breaking, what was Fox News airing? Crime, crime, crime. Crime, inflation, immigration. That's all they do all day, every day, just going right to the fears of the American people.
We saw J.D. Vance harping on the issue of crime and linking it to things like illegal immigration. Those are the types of issues, the things that drive fear.
They're just coming straight out, and especially during election time, we see it's the caravans again, it's the fear of immigrants.
They were scaring suburban white women with caravans coming to their neighborhood.
You turn on Fox News any time of day, any day of the week, there are 3 messages on repeat: the border crisis, crime on the rise, and inflation.
Why aren't they talking about climate change? Haven't they seen the Greta videos? Climate change is what matters. Instead, they're talking about their country, their stupid country. It's because 5 million people should. You're racist if you notice. Again, nothing you just heard refutes in any way the facts that Fox News puts on a loop. What it addresses is you. And the person it attacks is you because you dared to notice. Shut up! You're not allowed to notice, and don't you dare vote against it. So of the many lies they're pushing, maybe the most bewildering of all is the idea that you can destroy democracy by voting. Really? We're under the impression you destroyed democracy with, like, artillery, or by changing the population of your country, by opening the borders, thereby watering down the voting power of the population, its citizens. That might be destroying democracy. But no. Now we've learned that the real attack on democracy is electoral disobedience. Watch this.
Make no mistake, democracy is in the ballot for all of us.
Democracy is on the ballot.
Democracy is on the ballot. Think about this.
Democracy is on the ballot.
Democracy is actually on the ballot.
Democracy is on the ballot.
Democracy is on the ballot.
And democracy is on the ballot.
Do you believe that democracy is on the ballot in Utah?
It is on the ballot.
Democracy is on the ballot this year in America.
Somebody's got to tell voters what they need to hear, which is that democracy is on the ballot.
All right. I mean, this is ultimately a news show. We have our opinions, but it's also incumbent on us to check the facts. So we have a sample ballot here, and we're checking, and it turns out democracy is not on the ballot. There are actually names of candidates who are on the ballot, and you get to choose one as a voter, the one who best represents you, and you get to choose any candidate you want because it's a democracy, meaning you run the government because it's your country. So no, democracy is not on the ballot. And of course, they knew that. What they're really telling you is that the threat to democracy is voters. Don't you dare destroy this beautiful representative government by asking it to represent you. How dare you? Democracy means supporting Joe Biden, and anything less than that is insurrection. That's the script they're reading. And the amazing thing is some of the more feeble-minded among them actually seem to believe it. So Michael Beschloss, for example. Beschloss is living proof that you don't have to pass an IQ test to become a historian. You just have to call yourself one. I'm a historian, Michael Beschloss. So they hauled in Beschloss the other day from semi-retirement to ruminate about democracy. And they expected him to say, democracy's on the ballot. And he may have said that, but as he got going, he lost control of himself. Watch this.
And a historian 50 years from now, if historians are allowed to write in this country, and if there are still free publishing houses and a free press, which I'm not certain of, but if that is true, a historian will say what was at stake tonight and this week was the fact whether we will be a democracy in the future, whether our children will be arrested and conceivably killed. We're on the edge of a brutal authoritarian system, and it could be a week away.
A week away? What? We don't know where Michael Beschloss is broadcasting from. It didn't look like a bunker. It looked like a French country kitchen that his decorator put together, but whatever. Hope he's stockpiling low-carb pasta, because it could be a dark tomorrow. Now, keep in mind, this is the guy who is advising Joe Biden on extremism, but needless to say, he does not regard himself as an extremist. Quote, if you vote Republican, your children will be arrested and killed. That's his campaign slogan. It's not quite as reassuring as, say, a chicken in every pot or even hope and change. But at this point, Democrats are out of hope. And above all, they fear change. They want things to stay exactly the way they are. Unfortunately for them, Blake Masters may soon bring change to Washington. We hope he does. He's running for Senate from the state of Arizona. Subscribe to the Fox News YouTube channel to catch our nightly